Welcome to Zero to Start, a podcast about XR development that brings you inspiring conversations with creators, developers, and industry leaders. I'm your host, Siciliana Trevino. It's Game On with GDC in San Francisco at the Moscone Center, March 17th through the 21st. Grab your stickers and your goth gear. On our first episode of 2025, we're checking out the top game developer trends heading into GDC 2025. We're also going to take a peek at the Meta Horizon Start Guide to GDC and some of the XR events and other happenings featured on gdcparties.com. Find out why you don't have to have a GDC pass to enjoy some of the best gaming industry panels and networking of the year. Be sure to check the show notes for links and other good news from today's show. Let's get started. I often think that when it comes to making VR, you either have results or you have excuses. And the same is true for this podcast. So here we are. After months of binging on Supernatural and synth writers, while the world burns and I ponder the future of the next episode, no more excuses. GDC is the spark that brings me back to the real world to finally press record. The Game Developers Conference is the world's largest industry event that brings together thousands of programmers, artists, producers, game designers, audio professionals, and business leaders for 5 days of energizing connection, learning, and inspiration. Some passes are still available for purchase on site, but at this point, an all-access pass will set you back $2,499 in this economy. I don't have a pass this year, but fortunately, I do have access to the GDC Vault subscription through the Meta Horizon Start program, which gives me immediate access to the recorded GDC sessions, which is a huge time and money saver. I joined the START program in 2018 or 19, back when it was Oculus Start. And as you might know, it's the START I'm referring to in the show title Zero to Start. At the time, the program dramatically increased my XR design and technical skills, as well as provide some of the latest headsets from Meta at the time. And today, it's great to be a part of the Discord channel to keep up on the latest developer news and happenings. But even if you don't have a GDC pass and you're not currently boycotting the United States of Elon, you don't have to stay home, especially if you're local and new to making games. It's a great time to come out with hundreds of community gaming, Web3, and AI experiences happening outside the conference, many of which are listed on gdcparties.com. Before we dive into some of those events, I wanted to go over to gdc.com and check out the article by Beth Elderkin on the top game developer trends heading into GDC 2025. Beth writes, "The world of game development in 2025 is filled with exciting opportunities and daunting challenges. The 2025 GDC State of the Game Industry report shows an industry at a crossroads, with emerging technologies and shifting market trends driving change at every level. From the rise of generative AI to the challenges posed by widespread layoffs, we're seeing an industry that is both thriving and struggling. The Game Developers Conference is at the forefront of these industry changes and how they're impacting studios and developers. There are sessions covering everything from the risks and rewards of building a successful live service game to the surprising rise of mobile and HTML web gaming. Here are some of the biggest trends being examined at GDC 2025 and how they're poised to shape the future of game development. Number 1, generative AI in game development. The use and overall quality of generative AI tools in the game industry has grown substantially over the past 2 years, bringing both benefits and challenges. There's been an increase in AI-powered tools for game design, production, marketing, and other facets of the game development process, bringing technological innovations and plenty of new opportunities for developers. However, the use of generative AI has also introduced ethical concerns that make it a divisive topic. The article includes upcoming talks on generative AI at GDC, including Next Gen Tech Forum, Generative AI's Honeymoon is Over, What's Working for Developers Today. That's presented by Invoke, and that will be in the West Hall on Tuesday, March 18th from 12 to 1 p.m. There's also the Game AI Summit, The Human Cost of Generative AI, also in the West Hall on Tuesday, March 18th. And then on Thursday, March 20th, you can attend the Inclusive Gaming AI, Red Teaming for Accessibility and Disability. And that's also in the West Hall. So in the show notes will be a link to this article, and it lists all the locations with the days and times. And the next trend on the list is the growth and challenges of live service games. One of the biggest markets in today's game industry is live service. The benefits for studios and team members are numerous: a consistent player base, ongoing revenue streams, and job security for developers. However, the threats of market oversaturation, player exhaustion, and creative burnout loom. Studios and developers are grappling with issues like keeping content fresh and player engagement high, as well as staying current and interesting in a highly competitive market. The next trend on the list is the new frontier of virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. The world of interactive games is being brought to the next level with virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. These platforms open doors for new and unique experiences, making games more interactive and immersive than ever. But there are lingering issues, like how to bring these platforms to a larger audience, as well as how to make them more accessible. There's lots of fantastic AR and VR mixed reality programming at GDC this year for sure. One of the upcoming talks it lists here is Future Realities Summit, Coming Home in Mixed Reality. Arguments at our dinner table. Well, okay, what's that about? Mixed reality is a step function for XR devices, a more accessible, human-centric user experience. Both Apple and Meta are investing heavily in these platforms, and this represents the opportunity to build new types of games and reach new audiences that VR hasn't tapped. This panel will replicate the real-world dynamics of a product owner tasking multiple disciplines with their biases to tackle the sorts of challenges whispered at companies like Meta, Magic Leap, and EA's. Watch what sorts of design paradigms can be used and advocated in the face of counterpoints and could thrive from console, PC, mobile. Gain insight into the sorts of hypotheses that were explored from the people who worked them inside AR product organizations and teams actually building mixed reality content. VR has its own lessons. What sorting of things like locomotion solutions can we make now? That talk features folks from Wind Up Minds, the design director from Another Axiom, Jonathan Hamill, and Laura Warner, associate creative director at Nerd Ninjas. Next, mobile and web gaming, a resurgence, and the evolution of game accessibility, publishing and financing, securing resources in a changing industry, game developer careers in an evolving industry, and that includes talks on charting the future, layoffs, recovery, job trends, and community impact. That talk will be on Thursday, March 20th in the West Hall in the afternoon. There's also a game career seminar, You Belong Here, Breaking in and Thriving in a Challenging Job Market. That's on Friday, March 21st, 3 to 4 p.m. So this article offers a really good starting point on a curation of talks that you can check out live in person or through the GDC Vault if you have a subscription. Meta Horizon Start also has a guide to GDC this year, which is accessible if you're in that program through the developer portal. And you can stop by the Meta booth located in the South Hall. It's S727 in the South Hall to check out the demos and have an opportunity to talk to experts. Of course, snag that custom swag and connect with other Start developers in a programs lounge. You can also ask them about the Start Happy Hour that's on Wednesday the 19th from 5 to 7 at the W Hotel. That event has limited spots, so be sure to check in with a Meta booth early at the South Hall to get information on that event. And there's just about a dozen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 panels and talks that are listed here for everything from spatial audio for VR Batman Arkham Shadow, expanding reach, grow your business with Meta Horizon Worlds on mobile and VR. They also have talks on developing your next title in VR and mixed reality for Meta Quest and Meta Horizon OS, mastering Meta Horizon Worlds creation, and just some really good deep dives into developer success stories as well. So look out for that. If you go to unity.com/events/GDC, you can see the GDC community live streams Monday, March 17th and Tuesday the 18th. There's 2 full days of advanced talks, technical deep dives, and live demos at the Unity Dev Summit. That's taking place in the West Hall. They have the Unity Engine roadmap, accelerating the creation of your competitive multiplayer game, best practices with 2D workflows in Unity 6. They have graphics rendering, getting the best performance with Unity 6.1, immersive experiences, building cross-platform mixed reality. That's on March 18th. And there's GDC 2025 office hours. There's an XR developer night. That's on Tuesday, March 18th. And a Unity Career Day on Friday, March 21st. That's 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. You can receive feedback on your portfolio from Unity team members and seasoned game developers. You can register on the website. Again, that's unity.com/events/GDC. And heading over to gdcparties.com, you can filter events by newly added, whether it costs money, if it has food, if it's a quiet outside event. There's a filter for Web3 and AI. Monday, March 17th, 1:30 to 4:30 is the Viveverse WebXR Mixer. And that's an afternoon of expert-led WebXR presentations, followed by food, drinks, and networking at Sandbox VR. Viveverse WebXR presentations will focus on the latest advancements in web-based 3D experiences, the newest developer tools, and how creators can monetize their work and grow their audience. On Tuesday, March 18th, you can go to the free Blender meetup at Yerba Buena Gardens. And there's an XR developer night, Tuesday, March 18th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Temple Nightclub. Celebrate the start of GDC 2025 with other XR industry developers and experts. After all the networking, you're going to need a good laugh. So on Wednesday, March 19th, you can attend the GDC Pandemonium Comedy Show at the Function SF Comedy Club and Cocktail Lounge, 1414 Market Street. And on Thursday, March 20th, you can attend the Metaverse Mixer. Come join us for an epic gathering of virtual world enthusiasts. Connect with fellow UGC devs and creators for Roblox, Rec Room, Minecraft, and more. Get ready to mingle, network, and share your experiences with other devs. This event is the perfect opportunity to meet like-minded individuals and dive deeper into the immersive worlds of gaming. And again, the career day with Unity on Friday, March 21st is listed here as well. So GDCparties.com is created by Ty Taylor. Thanks, Ty, for this resource. There's no shortage of access to cool and fun events. There's ways to connect on Blue Sky. If you're following the hashtags GDC 2025 and hashtag meet me at GDC, so you can have a ton of fun. Something I saw online from Andy Fidel, who's going to actually be a speaker at the Viveverse on Monday. She says, the best part of a conference isn't on the agenda. Stay open, explore. You never know who you'll meet off course. The real magic happens in moments you don't plan. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Zero to Start, and it gave you some ideas on what you might want to do and see at GDC 2025. Be sure to check out everything on their website. They have so many cool resources, and of course, the full agenda with all the speakers and panels and just everything you need to have a spectacular, safe, and fun GDC. The real magic is within you, and that's going to be wherever you go, you take it with you. So bring your magic, bring your stickers, and bring your best game. Thanks for listening. You can support Zero to Start by connecting with us on LinkedIn. Subscribe to our podcast, leave us a rating, and share this episode with your community. Until next time, happy installing.